Hello and welcome to episode 46 of Heroclix. I'm your host, Hunter Smith. With me today, I have the man who handles more boxing than a backroom FedEx worker, Mr. Drew Alderson.
How are we doing?
We're doing excellent because we just enjoyed us some Panda Express.
Panda Express, official sponsor of Dial.
Good shit.
Oh my gosh.
Drew talked me into it. I haven't had it forever.
I was like, is there Panda Express nearby? Like,
we drove out of the way, but it was worth it.
I like Panda Express. It's really good.
Austin missed out. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Austin is gone again. I want you guys to call his phone. Fuck it. I'm going to give his fucking phone number.
Are you going to give his phone number?
I don't give a crap.
Oh my god.
He's going to get so mad. Alright. I want everybody to text Austin from your numbers. And do not tell him who you are or where you're from. 317-480-3309. Text him and say you missed him on the podcast this week. That's all you have to do.
That's all you got to do.
When he says, who is this, just don't answer him. From there on out. I want everybody to do this. Alright. Now that we've sufficiently pissed Austin off for the week. Let's move into today's episode where we will be kind of going over news and then talking about Future's End, which is a cool new comic series for DC.
Which you should read.
You should. And we'll get into details about the scenario. But let's start off with news. The obvious being the lanterns that we talk about every week.
Which is, I think, the last one.
Is it? Are we missing anybody?
I don't think so.
You might be right.
I think me and Harry were talking about it on Wednesday, and I think this might be the last week that we have
Let's
previews.
think. We had green.
Yep.
Then yellow.
Yep.
Then, who was after yellow? Was it Indigo?
Sinestro Corps.
Yeah, yellow is Sinestro.
Yeah.
I think it was Indigo.
Then
And then red. And then orange.
And then...
Do we have blue? Yeah, we had blue. And then, okay, this is the last one.
Yeah, this is the last week.
Alright.
Unless they're going to do something for the black and white pieces in the set. And I would love a preview of White Lantern Swamp Thing.
Oh my god.
So please...
That would get me a little
Newsarama,
aroused.
if you could do me a favor.
Alright, so let's talk about the Star Sapphires and their battery power. Their synchronization, if you have the same ring and battery and constructs and all that stuff. Their trait is love if the power battery and not everything's matched up. Members modify their range values by +1 for each opposing character within line of fire, which is interesting.
That is interesting. It doesn't say range, it says line of fire.
Now, it's going to max out at +3, but still, in bigger points, the more bigger points games you're going, the more likely you are to be at +3 range. So that's not too bad of one. Let's see what their ring does. For 8 points, if the character already has Star Sapphires, modify all values, except damage +1. Otherwise, this character has the keyword, the Mystics team ability, and can use shape change. Hot damn!
That's fucking nuts.
That makes up for that kind of mediocre range power. And Mystics and shape change, I'll take it. I played a team of all shape change today, and it was very annoying for my opponents. All right, then let's get into the figures. I'll kick us off with Star Sapphire, and then we'll alternate through the spoilers. There aren't very many.
It's 5.
Star Sapphire is an Ellie, I believe.
Yeah, I think all of the heads of the Lantern Corps are are Ellie's.
I think so. Then she is a pretty good offensive dial. She's 100 points with 8 range. And starts off with Running Shot, Psychic Blast with an 11 attack and then a 3 damage with special power. This gives us a preview of the Star Sapphire's Love special. Hers is Love, the Grandest Emotion. She can use Shape Change and Mystics. When a friendly character with the Star Sapphire's keyword uses Mystics, give the attacker an action token. Hot damn!
That's fucking certain.
Is that good or what?
That is really good.
So she has 2 clicks of Running Shot, Psychic Blast, and then that. And then she has 2 clicks of Charge Blades, Exploit. And then she has 2 clicks of Running Shot, Pulse Wave. And then the special Love Power again.
Back up to 3 damage, mind you. She goes on to a 9 attack on her 4th click. But then she spikes up back to a 10 and 11 on her last 2 clicks.
She has ways around Dampener's full dial.
Yep.
Psychic Blast, then Exploit, and then Pulse Wave. This style is very sick.
She lets me know, I want to penetrate Star Sapphire, so she's just going to penetrate everything else. You can see what.
Why don't you kick us off with Star Sapphire Recruit?
Who is pretty good. When a friendly character... Thank you, Facebook. When a friendly character within the page that we're on... when a friendly character with the Star Sapphires keyword that's 75 points or more is within 8 squares, which is pretty long, modifiers Star Sapphires recruits attack by +1.
Not bad.
Pretty good. She has running shot, precision strike, top dial with a special or damage ability called Love. She can use shape change and the Mystics team ability.
Simple enough. So most of the time she'll be a 10 attack.
Yep.
So running shot, 10 attack, precision strike, and then Mystics and shape change is not too shabby.
And she's got super sense.
And super sense is my favorite combo in the game.
She's pretty damn good for 45 points. She's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Because that feeling whenever you're rolling against someone with Mystics and they have super senses, you're like, I kind of want you to hit super senses right now. I know I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I really want you to.
You're like, if you hit shape change right now, I actually wouldn't be too upset.
But
I really don't want to take that distance. Yeah.
So
I like the dial construction. You keep her on top click, don't push her. Let her running shot and precision strike, and then later she gets more offensive, close up kind of.
But up next, Hunter, we might have the best figure in the set. If it weren't for White Lantern Swamp Thing, this would be number 1.
Cute Guy Gardner, Star Sapphire Guy Gardner.
Oh fuck!
He is only an uncommon.
Yes, sir.
He has a trait. Star-Crossed Duo. When a friendly character named Ice is adjacent to Guy Gardner, they both modify their defense values by +1, if not already modified by this effect. He also starts out with Running Shot, Psychic Blast, and a special Love power, and his is also extremely good. He can use Shape Change and Mystics. When he uses the Mystics team ability, characters possessing a special power...
These days, that's a lot of people.
Especially in this Lantern Corps, because everybody has their special Lantern things.
Yeah.
When he uses the Mystics team ability, characters possessing a special power are dealt 2 unavoidable damage instead. My goodness. For only 3 points more than Star Sapphire. And he has Indom.
Yep.
And she did not. He has Running Shot, Psychic Blast, and that special damage power for 2 clicks. Then Sidestep and Psychic Blast, then Pulse Wave. And then 2 clicks of no movement attack, but he does have Pulse Wave. And he does have Indom too. So another, just like Star Sapphire, just a little different flavoring. This is a great dial.
Yeah, man.
The Star Sapphires are looking sick starting off right now, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm impressed. And then, Fatality. I'm so glad they're clicks in her. Tell us about her.
Okay, Fatality. She can be played at 180 or 100. She has Indom, 8 range. Top click, she's got Hypersonic Speed, which is surprisingly a bit more rare than you'd think in this set.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Have we seen really many Hypersonics?
Not a lot.
I can't.
Maybe one figure.
Off top of my head, I can't honestly think of one.
She top dial. She's all vanilla power. She's got Hypersonic, Precision Strike, which is always a great combination because you never want a Hypersonic and then have someone super sense the fuck out of the roll.
Yeah, or a hit impervious or something.
Invincible, which might be making its way. It's definitely the best defense ability in the game right now. And Outwit with 8 range. So I mean, with the Lantern, possible 11.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
11.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, 11 range Outwit possibly. So after they move up at the beginning of the game, you might be outwitting them from.
Yeah. If they're not paying attention.
If I ever play Bridge, I'm gonna play it with Star Sapphires just because of how nuts it's gonna be.
Yeah.
She rolls on to a special damage ability. It starts with Love.
I'm guessing it's Love based.
It's Love based. She can use Shape Change in the Mystic's team ability, but when she uses the Mystic's team ability, if the opposing character is fewer squares from Fatality's starting area than its own, deal that character 2 unavoidable damage instead. So
okay,
punishes,
So it's like Guys, but not quite as.
Yeah.
Doesn't always kick in.
Yeah, it's basically punishing range pieces more, which is good in this set because there's a lot of range pieces. She's pretty good.
Well, no, actually, let's think about the wording. It might be punishing people in your face. Okay, when she uses mystics, if the opposing character is fewer from fatality starting, so it would be if they're on your side of the map, basically, then they take 2. But with you outranging them so much with the Star Sapphires, they're going to want to base you. They're going to want to get in because you're going to be at the range advantage.
Actually, that's way better.
So it actually is really good.
Yeah, never mind.
And so she starts off with that with hypersonic, and then running shot, precision strike, and then she picks up some kind of special movement power.
Use charge mind control. Yeah, she uses mind control during charge. Hit characters can use charge. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, I like that.
With Blaze, Precision Strike, CCE, keeps that for the rest of her dial. So if you start her off at 100 instead of Hypersonic, she'll start with Running Shot, but at least it's Running Shot, Psychic Blast, and Outwit, so not bad for 100 points either. I like that dial a lot.
I do too. It's pretty good.
These guys are looking sick. And then last up we have Mary Riem. She is an uncommon. She is kind of a vanilla-ish dial. She has 8 range as well, no Endom. Running Shot, Precision Strike, and Special Love Power. She can use Shape Change and Mystics. The first time she uses Shape Change each turn, increase the D6 result by 1 for every 100 points of the attacker. But if you roll a 1, you automatically fail. So if a Colossal shoots you, you would 2 through 6,
2 through 6,
or Team Base shoots you in a real high Team Base, you'd be 2 through 6. Pretty impressive, actually. Just a possibility of a 2 through 6 is pretty awesome. And then, again, a common theme that I'm loving with the dial construction on these Star Sapphires. Range-based for a couple clicks, then melee-based with Flurry Blades, and then still having movement attack with charge and reflexes. I love when pieces start ranged and then go melee.
Yep.
And all of these have done that. These guys are probably, honestly, the most impressive, I think.
Yeah, they're definitely... It's crazy we're saying the Star Sapphires might be the best core, but
they have awesome ring ability, and honestly, as we were thinking it out loud while we were talking about these, their range increasing ability is going to be really good too.
Yeah, and they all except for the recruit have I think like 8 range.
Yep. So I'm pretty happy with these guys. Especially that they clicks Fatality. She's a cool character that's been in a lot of books. She's been in Green Lantern Corps.
Are we getting a Indigo Ice too that they're just not showing?
Maybe.
Because it does mention Guy Gardner and Ice, but that might just be retroactively.
Yeah, we'll have to see. The ones in Streets of Gotham? The Guy Gardner and Ice, they had I think it was Ice. Let me pull it up. I'm pretty sure it was Guy Gardner and Ice had a special one too. Wrong one. Yeah. When Guy Gardner I'm thinking of a different one. When Guy Gardner is adjacent to a character with the same keyword, let me pull up Ice. Maybe it was Ice that had it. Of course, there's a million things that have Ice in their name.
It's kind of nuts.
There it is. Yeah, when a friendly character named Guy Gardner is adjacent to Ice, they both get +1 attack.
Okay, they might be retroactive.
Unlikely Couple. Was his called Unlikely Couple? I think it was.
I think it might have been.
Let's pull it up. Nope, Star-Crossed Duo. They get +2 attack now if you played the SOG one, SOG Streets of Gotham, and then Guy Gardner from War of the Light. They would each have +2 attack. Or sorry, they'd have +1 attack and +1 defense. So
that's still pretty good.
That's nice. And then that's pretty cheap too. That's 103, and that Ice is a good figure. She has Running Shot double in cap for 64 points, and she has Barrier with 6 range, so she's not a shabby figure. Alright, so War of Light keeps looking better and better.
I'm excited.
And then on unrelated news, we have updates on the watch list, and they have announced what changes they are making to the 3 figures, being Tellus, Highfather, and Arwen. And I'm pretty happy with all 3 of these.
Yes.
As I predicted, Highfather did not get quote-unquote nerfed. He's not too good. They just had to change the wording to what happens whenever there's only one character left so that you can actually play the game of clicks. It's not just a Mexican standoff. So what they changed on Tellus...
You can punch your opponent across the table.
That's true, and that's always an option.
He forfeits.
Tellus got changed. He used to be friendly characters within 4 squares can draw lines of fire and count range and squares from the square of any one friendly within 4 squares. How it works now is friendly characters with the Legion of Superheroes keyword and within 4 squares and blah, 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 blah can draw lines of fire and count range. Notice they took the count squares part out of there. That's one important thing I noticed. From the square of any one friendly character within 4 squares of Tellus. So, a couple things. Limiting it to Legion of Superheroes is big. Huge. It doesn't completely nerfing or make him worthless. I'll still play him a lot because actually every time I have played him, it's been with Legion of Superheroes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now that I think about it. So it's not going to matter, but he's not going to be quote-unquote broken. And the second thing is powers that trigger off of if a figure within so many squares does X, like Science Police, then you could basically extend that, or telekinesis. You could extend that range by another 8 squares. I did this in Sealed when Slosh first came out. I had Tellus, and then I had a character with TK, and I had the TK guy 4 squares ahead, and I had another friendly 4 squares back, and I would TK the guy from basically my starting area to the opponent's starting area because I could count squares. And they took that away too because there's just Science Police and TK and other powers that count squares that could really
it's just
be
pretty
broken.
nuts, yeah.
And then Highfather, I'm not going to read his whole thing, but basically the new wording is you still announce the pact and it still is 300 points or less, blah, blah, blah. But they each can't target opposing characters with an attack until one of them has taken damage from the attack, comma, they are the only 2 characters on the map, comma, or your opponent only has 1 character on the map. This ability can't be ignored. So they just changed it to where if your opponent's down to their last man, then it's ignored. So let's think about how this would work. Okay, so most situations, it would be Highfather against a 300-point team base. And the team base cannot attack. So what they'd have to do is move up, pop somebody off that could attack, and then you kill them, and then now the team base is stuck. They can't pop anybody else off. You had to sit there and wait for time to run out. You win on points. You don't even actually really play the game. That's in a good situation. There's some if your opponent just brings a freaking 300-point Galactus or something, they just can't even play, or Zirin or something. So how it would work now is let's think of a more actual what would really happen in a meta event. I play my Highfather team. You bring Shuma and Mole Man. And your 25-point... The team you played the other day. Yeah. Shuma, Mole Man, Bizarro, 25 points. Your Bizarro and your Mole Man can still interact with each other. But as soon as I killed them off, used to be I would kill those 2 and then the game's over. I would only have to hit Mole Man 1 time and Bizarro 1 time. With my full team, it's not hard to do.
Yeah.
And then your Shuma has to just sit there. You can't even play the rest of the game. We just sit there till time runs out. Now, when that happens, Shuma's going to kick my ass. Now he won't have it's still Highfather's still good because now you just lost your multiple attacks.
I lost my Bizarro.
You lost your ability to make Shuma attack a lot. But I have to be intelligent now about when I kill your guys. Because as soon as I do, if I'm double tokened, Shuma gets 2 turns of kicking my ass. So I like the way that they changed it, and I think
know who. So I was thinking about characters earlier, and I was like, who'd be nuts with this new Omega Drive's Mole Man, because he's always behind someone. And now these days, you could just get Omega Drive and then outwit from behind whoever he's behind.
This is true, especially with Shuma.
Yeah, he's always behind everybody.
Well, you don't have much time to do that because Mole Man's going to be retired.
Mole Man, I love you, buddy. Mole Man's been a staple since I started playing Heroclix. So.
He's counting his days. Yeah. Every day he wakes up.
He's like, oh God, not another one.
Is it time for me to go
Better
back?
go Mind Control Shuma again. Or Tiamat these days. I love that. It's so fun.
And then Arwen, in my opinion, the most broken figure in the history of Heroclix, changed.
You have not played a... Go listen to our Gen Con post-damage special.
Go way back.
We're
talking probably one of the first 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Probably 5 or 6.
6 probably, yeah. But she was so broken.
So the way it used to work, and I will explain this one because a lot of people don't know about Arwen. You give her an epic action, she can use Smoke Cloud as a free action, regardless of range and line of fire. But the first token must be placed in any square on the edge of the map. Okay, so picture that part in your head. So you give her a power action. You pick either side of the map. It can be horizontal or vertical. And then you start from there placing smoke terrain. Now you think, oh, that's only 6. Okay, that's not too bad. Keep listening. She may place one additional hindering terrain marker per 100 points of the build. Well, you can't use epic actions unless it's already 400. So at minimum, she gets 10 now. This was already broken before they bumped Smoke Cloud up to 6.
Yeah.
So now she's getting a minimum of 10, a maximum of 16 smoke tokens. The first of which only has to be on the side of the map. After actions resolve, not the beginning of your next turn so that the opponent can get away, or just as soon as you get done.
As soon as you're done.
Deal 1 penetrating. While we're reading this, I think they make it so stupid with each little clause. They had to make it penetrating on top of everything. Deal 1 penetrating damage to each opposing character, not even a opposing character. Each opposing character occupying a square into which a marker was just placed.
And Hunter, you think, this character, this ability, so stupid. She'd clearly be silver ringed, wouldn't she?
Oh, you would think the good people in game design would think to silver ring her, but they did not. They also gave her a damn good dial aside from 69 points, because what's this? Oh, carry and an 18 defend. Okay.
And just to make that worse, and you're like, I'll just go pop her for 4. She'll be dead, right? She's only 69 points. She has 8 clicks.
For 69 points.
It's so dumb.
She's a really fun figure to play, and I like the way she's designed. They just made her too good, to be quite honest.
They made her way.
And, the sculpt's great, the piece is great, it's really fun to play. I played it at Gen Con, as we were talking about.
You played it.
And, anyways.
So, yeah, Sauron in Lord of the Rings can be brought down very easily by stupid fucking smoke.
Sitting in my starting area and just popping.
This fucking stupid fog.
Alright, so the way they changed it is she can only use it once per game. It still works the same way, so it's still really, really good. But you're only getting to do that once per game instead of every stinking turn. Or if you do what some people were doing in the side events at Gen Con and running 2 of these bitches.
You mean you?
I ran 2, but I only loud watered like 3 times the whole tournament.
Yeah, you were a gentleman.
I was very gentlemanly.
But
and I only did it against Sauron.
We played it. We played it against. We had a pre-tourney where we. And this was the point where I realized, wow, this is gonna suck. I just wasted a lot of money. So.
But anyways, it's still really good, but you can only do it once per game, which is. She's still amazing, really fun, and really good.
She's still 8 clicks for 65 points or whatever.
69. Yeah, of course she's 69.
69, baby.
And then one other news related note. I just want to remind you guys, for those of you who are planning on going to Gen Con, order your tickets now. You have like 6 days, because if you order them before before May's up, you save like $10 or so. You save a decent amount of money. So if you know for sure you're going, get those tickets as soon as possible. And then I just wanted to quickly recap. We played, last week we talked about Deadpool Sealed for our main topic.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday we played it in a Deadpool Sealed event.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to real quick talk about our experience. Did the figures that we thought would be really good turn out really good, and vice versa. I didn't pull very good figures. I did pull Kingpin. I wanted to try him since I figured I wouldn't be playing him for a long time. So I played Kingpin, I played Outlaw, who we had said looked really good. She was very good for Sealed. I highly recommend playing Outlaw if you pull her. And then I played Weasel, who we did not mention, but my god, is he a freaking beast. Okay, well, let me get my other guy. And then Animus, who we did briefly mention. He wasn't on our list, but I mentioned that he was real good because we talked about Vamp. So I played these guys, and my thought was, it's a range-based team. I have the Hydra ability with Kingpin. I have 3 enhancements on this team. And Weasel has a special enhancement. where he can give you +1 attack and range, which Outlaw does need because she only has a 5 range. And then you got Kingpin having Hydra on top of that, and then he has Outwit and Enhancement. And Kingpin has Enhancement if a friendly adjacent friendly character can use Precision, RCE, Sharpshooter, or Ignore Hindering, it can use them all. Outlaw has Sharpshooter, so he let Outlaw use all of that, and it was nuts. It was awesome. So what I would do is move wait, kind of hang back, see where they're going to go, wait for the pacing to pan out, move Kingpin up to his spot, Outwit, X, team ability, move up freaking Weasel, get him in his spot, Outlaw running shot up, and just shit blast the crap out of somebody for like 6 damage, only needing like a 4, and just one-shotting opponents. It worked really well, except for my game where I played against someone who pulled
Arnim Zola,
and not Agent X, it's somebody else X. Weapon X. So we mentioned, we did not mention Arnim Zola, but we did mention Weapon X and said that he's pretty good. Well, we're just going off what we had seen on HC Realms on whether Weapon X was any good or not. Because he has a trait where you can give him a power action to put 2 Rocket Hand tokens on the map, within 5 squares in line of fire. These tokens are not on HC Realms, or they weren't at the time. They are now.
Yeah,
they're on the little
time.
B tab.
But if we would have
These tokens are broken for sealed. Let me tell you, they have poison and 18 defense, plasticity, and tiny size.
And enhancement?
No, exploit weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get 2 of these bitches for 1 power action as a trait.
That's okay. This is so bad.
So my opponent had Weapon X, who spits these 2 broken pogs out, and he had Arnim Zola, who gets Perplex bystander tokens for free, on top of having Running Shot, Pulse Wave, and Outwit. So even though I had a really good range-based team, I just kept getting swarmed with pogs, and it still ended up being a really close match. I still almost won, but I ended up losing at the end of time. So yeah, it's Weapon X is, if you pull Weapon X, he's a must-play. I'm dead serious.
Oh yeah.
Keep him back in your starting area. Use the trait. Make them come to you, because with poison, especially in this set, there's not many dampeners in this set, to be honest. Toughness is like the biggest one you get. But and there's also a decent amount of outwit, so you just outwit it.
But what's nuts is the tiny size 18 defense, and I didn't know it had exploit weakness, and it has a 9 attack. Mm-hmm. So, like...
Well, when he has Gwen Stacy clones with 2 perplexes, he was just perplexing up the attack on them, and they were busting me for exploit, and they were poisoning me.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, I couldn't stop it. I couldn't do anything.
There's nothing you can do in that situation.
I would kill him off. I did kill Paladin. I had Weapon X on his last click, and then I had I didn't touch Zola. But man, because Zola, if you want to go after Zola and stop the Pog creation, you really can't, because he has such a good late dial. He has a stop click, and he can use regen. And when he does, if he rolls a 5 or 6, you can place him 12 squares away. And you can't pulse wave that stop click either. It can't be ignored. So I really didn't even want to mess with him. And his Gwen Stacy thing is a trait, so you can't really hit him off that either. I didn't know what to do. Anyways, it was a tough team to do with.
Oh my god!
But I did go 2-1. Outlaw's very good. Yeah, Weasel is a must play. If you have a decent ranged piece on your team, he's only 27 points. He has stealth to keep him safe, and he has 2 amazing support powers. You can give him a free action, choose a friendly character within 4 squares line of fire, or Deadpool anywhere on the map. This turn, each time the chosen character makes an attack roll for a ranged combat attack and misses by 1, you can re-roll that, unless it's a crit miss. It's a free action, so it's not like it's power action. So I just kept choosing Outlaw or whoever was shooting. And every now and at least once per game, they would miss by 1. I'd get a free prob off of it. You think, oh, that's nice, but not worth 27 points. That plus the special enhancement was well worth 27 points. He has enhancement once per turn when he does. Also modify the attacker's range and attack values by +1. So it was just awesome because the Outlaw starts with 11 already. So now she has a 12 attack, and then Kingpin hydras them down 1, outwits their defense, then Outlaw hits them for 5. And then Animus is also a decent figure. I could use it for tie-up with charge, super strength, or he also has Psychic Blast. Or she also has Psychic Blast. So it was a pretty good team. Kingpin played out a lot better than I thought. He has a cool mastermind. He can, once per turn, he can transfer it regardless of point value or adjacency. I was just, if I'd get popped for 1 or 2, I would just mastermind it onto Weasel. He's still useful to me, and he's not going to do any other point. Any other service. And then once they cut through Kingpin's dial, at the end he gets charged super strength and close combat expert, and that took everybody by surprise. All of a sudden,
11 attack.
Yeah, all of a sudden I have 11 attack close combat expert. So that was a pretty good team. Went 2-1, had a lot of fun. Drew, what was your team?
My team was Domino, Shroud, and Misty Knight with a Spider Bot. My team, I went 2-1. I had a really good night. I mean, I didn't go up against the Arnim Zola fuck bomb or whatever. Like, it's not. I had the
Plasticity bot?
No, yeah, I had the plasticity one.
Okay.
Which is actually really good. Like,
10 points for tie up and plasticity. That tiny size, so we can ride around for free. I can dig it.
Yeah, it's just a shame you can only move 4 squares. But Shroud could carry him, but I always had him carry. Like Domino. Let's talk about this Domino because she's nuts.
I like her a lot.
She's amazing. She has improved movement, ignores hindering, improves targeting, ignores hindering, which is insanely helpful. She starts off with an 11 attack, 17 energy shield, stealth, and running shot with prop, but you can give her a free action when she has no action tokens, and until your next turn, decrease her speed value by any amount and increase her range by the same amount. And she has 6 range.
Sweet.
So that's like when you're sitting in stealth and you just cleared and you're like, okay, come to me, 9 range, buddy. It's nuts.
Big.
Yeah, or you can just, if you don't have a lot of place to go to running shot, like 9 range, 3 square running shot's pretty good. So and Shroud's amazing. Honestly, I really like Shroud. He starts out top click with stealth, and he has a special trait. He can use Smoke Cloud, but you can give him a free action and place 1 hindering terrain marker in his own or an adjacent square. Remove that marker at the beginning of your turn. It's pretty damn good. It just got to the point where everyone was like, just don't even clear it, okay? Just don't. I was like, alright. And he has a special attack ability, Energy Explosion and Precision Strike. Always an amazing combo.
Mm-hmm.
He's only got 1 bolt, so there you go.
That's all he needs if you got Precision Strike.
That's right. 1 damage is pretty good. He's pretty nuts. Misty Knight is really good too. She's like, she was my like. I don't think people expect her to be as good as she was. She's got running shot, close combat expert, toughness, and a special leadership. She can use leadership when she doesn't succeeds. Friendly characters that share a keyword with her and began that action adjacent to her can use sidestep this turn.
And when we talked about the sealed, the whole you could actually make a theme team out of Heroes for Hire. I saw quite a few people who had Heroes for Hire theme teams in our sealed, or at least had 2 or 3 people that matched up. Assassins, there's a lot of assassins in here too.
Shroud has Heroes for Hire. Domino doesn't, I don't think.
No.
She just has it 6-pack X-Core and X-Force. She should have Assassin. Yeah, she's really good. I like her.
Any pieces you play against that you thought were really surprisingly good
the
or
one
bad?
game I lost was to... Who did I lose to? I don't even remember. It was just... I won 2 games. The 2 games I won, I did really well in. Scroll down. Let's see here. T-Ray's pretty good. I like T-Ray. I don't know. I didn't go up against any bomb pieces. I think that's why I went 2-1. Flag Smasher, I'd really like to play, but he's just so damn expensive.
Yeah, you were debating whether you wanted to play him or not.
Like, Pulse Wave is so good, but, like, there's a lot of good pieces in this set for sealed.
I will say, as good as Electra is, as amazing as she is, honestly, in sealed and constructed,
Yeah.
all it takes is poor positioning by an opponent and somebody who can see through stealth, which done. My Outlaw had from Kingpin's ability.
Yeah, Domino could see through it too.
And I just waxed her.
Yeah.
She starts off reflexes and she has stealth, but if you can see through it, I just ran up. She only has 17 because of the reflexes, having reflexes. So I just blasted her. She came back with her trait, blasted her again. I mean, you got to be, just because you have an amazing piece, you got to protect it.
Forget who I went up against. It was GW Bridge. It's GW Bridge. It was TJ's team. Oh! It was Chase Dr. Octopus. It was GW Bridge, Chase Dr. Octopus, and Siren.
Siren looks really good.
And TJ stomped. So what... He pushed Doc Ock, and I was like, TJ's pushing Doc Ock for a reason. There's no reason he's just blowing out a wall. He can use it. He can use Perplex, but only to modify 2 distinct combat values of his. Oh shit! He couldn't have done that to Siren.
Was he using it on Siren?
Yeah.
Probably didn't realize it. And then he has a Outwit too that. And he can use it to target anybody if they have a virus token.
Dr. Octopus can use Perplex, but to only modify 2 distinct combat values of his by +2. So what he did, I guess you can't do it now, but Siren's really good either way. Like, running shot, pulse wave, mind control.
Yeah.
Just nuts.
I think we talked about her because she is good.
Yeah, we did.
And she alternates running shot in sidestep.
I did not get to see Captain Banshee.
I'm so glad I didn't have to play against the Banshee.
Yeah, he's just so good.
I would have just fucking scooped.
He's just so good. Banshee.
But
how many points is Paladin?
I will say, Banshee isn't quite as useful in Deadpool Sealed.
Yeah.
Just because there's not a lot of big dampeners.
That's right.
There's not a lot of impervious invul or invincible in this set compared to the average Heroclix. So. But anyways, and then today we had best build.
Yep. Which was an interesting day.
It was, because I forgot my stuff.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I don't know. I don't know where it's.
I hope I didn't lose it.
Maybe it's in the living room.
Now I'm really worried. Extremely worried, actually. But anyways, I forgot my stuff.
So?
Unless I left it at GP. Is that a possibility?
I don't know. I think Phil would have told you. Unless someone stole it.
I think somebody would have found it. But,
it's right there.
There it is. Anyways. I forgot my stuff, so we had to... luckily, I was thinking, and Drew's team is all uncommons and commons out of...
Superhero
Legion of Superheroes. So I bought a bunch of boosters, built Drew's team, and then I ended up, unfortunately, not being able to play my original player's team just because I didn't have it available, so I chose another person who sent an email in, and luckily pulled pieces out of the Slosh boosters to play his team, which was 3 Demon Knights and 2 of the cheaper Hellspawns. And my goodness, they're way better than advertised. And Austin played 1 Hellspawn at full and a bunch of Demon Knights in a big points game one time, and it just took everybody by surprise how good they were.
They're really good.
And I see now why after playing them. And I'll tell you why it is the trait on the 2 traits on the Hellspawn are amazing.
Yeah.
One of them is leadership, and if you're clearing off a Demon Knight, you can clear it anywhere up to 5 squares. And I have 2 of those going at the same time.
Which is nuts.
So each turn I'm rolling twice to clear a token off the Demon Knight.
So you have like about a 30...
I have basically a 50-50 chance.
50-50 chance.
Each turn of clearing one. And you need it because the Demon Knights don't have willpower. And then they have another trait of shape change, traded shape change, and when he makes it, he gets to heal immediately of 1 damage.
Which is really good.
And then he has starting TK, starting Outwit and Perplex.
Mm-hmm.
So in this format, without I don't have much movement attack. The Demon Knights do have charged blades, but you have the TK from Hellspawn, and then you have the support powers with Perplex and Outwit and Leadership. And it was just, I have to think a little bit, but I can make this team work, and by golly, it worked. I tell you, what really was key was the Perplex and Outwit, honestly.
Yeah.
Having 2 Perplexes, 2 Outwits, 2 TKs.
A bunch
and
of
the whole team has shape change, full dial. The Demon Knights only have 4 clicks, but they have shape change, all 4 of them.
Yeah.
And they have a special regen power, and they can use regen as a free action, but subtract 3 instead of 2. And I think I rolled a 5 or 6 on every freaking time I used it.
They only have 3 click or 4 clicks, and they get the regen last click.
What I would do if I noticed one of mine went on to phasing blades, I would just go ahead and push them. I'd go ahead blades, and then I would click onto the free regen, and then just free gen.
Yeah.
And then go back up to where I was. But it was a good team. I played against some good pieces. I had to face off against a Uruforge. This team is from jcf24@gmail.com. I don't have his full name. It didn't show up, but I'll email you and see what you want. But he Uruforge Absorbing Man, as you guys surely know by this point, is a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
But we were playing on the new Green Lantern map from the War of the Light kit, or whatever the thing is called. And there are small areas on there where if you are standing in them at the beginning of the turn, you check, and if anybody's standing in them, they're dealt 1 unavoidable for each action token. And as you know, with absorbing Uruforge Absorbing Man, that's really the only way you can get guaranteed damage, is it has to be unavoidable. It has to be mystics or pushing or something like this. So what I did was I tried to lure him to make him come out and hit my Demon Knights or my Hellspawn, and then and he finally did, and then lured him he charged into a spot where I could then TK him into the lava thing, and then tie him up with the Demon Knight. So as soon as I did that, I knew, well, he's going to try to break away, charge away next turn. So what I did was cleared all the rest of my guys and had 3 theme probs ready for him inevitably rolling a 4 through 6 on his breakaway. So he rolls a theme prob. He hits it again, I theme prob. He hits it again, I theme prob. I used all 3 of my theme probs that I had available, and he hit it 4 times in a row. So he got away, but later in the match, I figured there's a moment where I could phase the Demon Knight out of the way, TK'd him back into the lava again, and sure enough, he got eaten up by the lava, or whatever it is on that map. So it took a little creative thinking there, but the team is really good. And I was very happy with him. I also took down a Heimdall from Thor Dark World and Thor Deadpool team that was really a pain in the butt to face. And took them down as well. Drew was playing a Blight team, right?
Yep.
And who all was on the Blight team?
Ultra Boy, Shadowlass, a single Blight, the Lone Blight, who are really good, actually. I'm surprised how good they are. And 2 Science Police, but I only had 1 Science Police.
The Lone Police.
We only pulled 1. But boy, do I wish I ever had that Science Police. And that 1 Science Police would have made a huge difference. Okay, so Blight is insanely... Okay, first game I went up against the Team Hunter just mentioned, Thorpool and the... Heimdall. And they kicked my ass because I Pulse Wave's so good and I didn't see it coming. And I was like, oh, yeah, I mispositioned, basically. And Ultra Boy got blasted. So he just took me down methodically, but yeah, so... Second game, though, it was very close, and it came down to my single Blight guy and Superman from Superman and the Legion of Superheroes. And Blight almost won if it weren't for Superman's last click.
Yeah, the phasing and then regen.
His phasing, teleport, and regeneration, which is, like we've said on the podcast, the dumbest combination you can have.
And then on that power, you get to do them in the same action.
Yeah, same action.
And then regen.
It's nuts. But Blight, I kept making shape change rolls. He's just so good. I like him a lot.
He's a wild card too, and can copy the police.
This team was really well designed, actually.
And so is Shadow Lass and Ultra Boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
You see what I was doing.
Yeah, I see what's gonna. Yeah.
And Blight also gets I think it's +1 attack for each adjacent friendly character with the Blight keyword on his mind control.
Oh.
So yeah.
And he got that 6 range.
He's got 6 range and Indom and shape change and incap, and he's pretty good.
He's not bad.
I actually really like him. I think he's actually really good for a generic. Bit expensive for a generic, but still really good. The science police are dumb, as everyone already knows. Just their trait, and it was just hard telling people, like, alright, you can't outwit me because you moved up, and it's a free action, so you can outwit me, and you can outwit the power, but you're still going to take 1 from outwitting the power. So, I don't know. It's just... And then, last game, which is against Jake, and poor Jakey. He's going to listen to this tomorrow. Completely destroyed his name, Warren Aquaman. Crushed them under the might of Blight. The might of Blight.
Might of Blight.
Might of Blight, baby.
Maybe.
Ultra Boy's sick. Let's talk about Ultra Boy, actually.
I have sung his praises before when I won.
He's only got 3 stars on HC rounds, but guess what? No one wants their opinion anyway. No offense to HC rounds. I like you guys. You're great.
Sometimes.
But 3 boys to Ultra Boys. Or 3 stars to Ultra Boy. 3 boys! He should have 5 boys, because he's Ultra Boy.
Ultra deserves at least 5. I mean, come on.
He's 165 points. He's got Indom, as he should. He's got 8 clicks. But the thing that makes him nuts is that he's got this toolbox of powers. He's got all special boxes on his first click, sans damage. He can choose from running shot or charge, basic, Pinsai, energy explosion, or super strength. And then on his defense, he can choose impervious or ESD and super senses.
I know, he's nuts. That's not the only thing. He busts through blocking when he targets.
He ignores hindering and blocking terrain and busts through it.
I caught everybody the last time I played him. No, not a soul in the room knew that Ultra Boy shot through blocking.
He's so good.
He's expensive. That's the only thing. I mean, once he does his shot, you got to make sure somebody rushes in to tie up. Because if you lose him somehow, that's a lot of points down the drain.
Yep.
But then that late dial hypersonic.
Late dial hypersonic.
And mid dial flurry.
And I've always pushed, and I secretly, I was like, in my game against Jay, I ran him away and just kept pushing him onto his last click because I saw in my game against Rick or whoever that he rolls onto 3 damage hypersonic on his last click with 18 defense, which is just great.
Yeah, he's a great piece. He's very overlooked. So our winner was jcf24@gmail.com. And I think your team was designed by One Way.
Yeah, it was.
Who you picked his teams before. Did you win with his team once?
I've won with his team.
Was it Obnoxio?
Yeah. No, I don't think I won that. Maybe I did. I don't know.
I can't remember.
One Way's won before.
Yeah, I know he's won before. I just know it's been a while. But so he got second. And then Austin played the Scrolls team, but did not fare as well as we did. So JCF24 is your winner. I'm not sure of his name, like I said, but I'll message him and see what he wants. And I just realized I forgot something on news, Mr. Punky.
Yes, you did. I was going to mention it. But
so there's some images on Imgur.
Some hot, sexy images.
I will link these on the podcast description on iTunes and Podbean and wherever you're checking this out, YouTube, whatever. Look in the comments and find the URLs. But there are images of 2 different figures which people are saying are the new holiday figures, but this has not been an official spoiler from WizKids yet. But they look pretty damn
believable.
Legit. They really do. We have a vampire-looking Batman. He has red eyes. He has bat wings, like brown-colored bat wings. Basically like a Batman.
Man-Bat Batman, what we've always wanted.
A Batman with
Man-Bat Batman.
With a Man-Bat serum injected in him. He's in his regular outfit. He has flight, and then normal abilities. He has charge, super strength with 11 attack and 4 damage, and then a special white box. No card.
He's 147 points.
147 points, has Batman team ability.
His dial starts off he is a vampire, so he works backwards. He can get up to hypersonic and a special attack power and damage power, which we don't know what they are.
Toughness on a vampire click.
And then he has 3 clicks mid dial of flurry with. We assume he's going to have traded steel energy if he's a vampire. So
he's got a trade.
Who knows what this is going to do or if this is legit, but it looks pretty cool. And then we also have another holiday figure called Krampus.
Krampus.
And he has the snowfall like the Holiday Elf did, which is wild card. And this guy looks like a Yeti. He has horns on his head. And he looks like a... Well, he kind of has horse feet, too. It's like a Minotaur type thing, almost.
It's like that guy from, what's that movie?
I don't know. Is Krampus an actual thing?
No, I don't think he is. I don't
know. Let's look it up. Wait, Krampus stuff's coming up for images are coming up for Krampus.
I guess he's
home of the holiday devil. What the hell?
What the fuck? Am I lucky?
10 fun. Hold on.
10 fun facts about Krampus.
Dial H spoiler from toplessrobot.com. Top 10 or 10 fun facts about Krampus the Christmas demon. You're learning about this the same time we are, folks.
He's older than Jesus.
Krampus is older than Jesus. Krampus, from the German word Krampen or claw or giddy child murderer, was born of a pre-Christian Alpine pagan tradition, described as a boozy, goat-horned menace that whips children around Europe. Number 9, Krampus rides shotgun with Santa. In the Mystery Science Theater 3000 classic Mexican Christmas movie. And then men are encouraged to terrify children as Krampus. Number 7, Krampus has mastered many forms of punishment. Number 6, Krampus makes a terrible video game boss.
He was in Carnival? Oh god.
How have I not heard of this before?
I haven't either.
Number 5, Krampus brought Nazis and Christians together for a common purpose. Number 4, Krampus has more terrible evil brothers. Number 3, Krampus will sex your woman. In the 1960s, Krampus briefly gave up pulling out children's fingernails to get a little mud for his turtle. For whatever reason, the imp became wildly popular as some sort of sex demon on foreign postcards. He got into some weird BDSM and fetish stuff, which isn't too surprising given his history of chasing and spanking young virgins with whipping switches. Hey, it was a weird time and Krampus was doing a lot of coke. Eventually, he got some counseling and got back to making prepubescents gnash their teeth deep in the bowels of suffering. Number 2, a mass-produced anti-Krampus leaflet went nowhere from Time magazine. Number 1, Krampus merchandise is hotter than a birding 4-year-old.
Jesus.
Once the internet discovered Krampus, it was like the flying spaghetti monster and lolcats rolled into one.
Yeah.
Brand new iconic mascot for disillusioned holiday weary 20 and 30 something. Alright, so apparently this is legit. This actually exists.
It also explains the kids in his backpack.
I was going to say, it explains what appears to be severed children's heads in his backpack.
Wow, Whiskey.
I don't know if I can imagine WizKids making this.
Well, I don't think they're severed. I think it's just... I think he's going to eat them, maybe?
I see a little girl's head. Her eyes are open.
Yes.
But when you look in the back...
The guy...
You can't really tell if the girl is still whole in there, or if that's just her head chopped off and the kid, too. I don't know what's going on in this.
This is strange.
But anyways.
His dial is completely... You can't even really tell what's going on.
He only has 5 clicks. They all have plasticity, and they all have a special attack and damage and defense power, so we have no idea what it does.
But thank you for showing us.
But he's 100 points saying he's a wild card. So again, I will link those if you want to see the URL and check it out. Alright, so let's move into community real quick. Question this week was, what is a figure from Deadpool that has surprised you in how well it plays? And I'll pull up our answers here. Basically, what figure did you think would not play as well as it turned out to? I noticed a lot of people said Punisher.
Yeah.
And I agree. I'm so glad.
Punisher is so good.
Punisher's legit. Some other answers. A Zombie Sabretooth. Hand Ninjas. Weapon X. That's the one we were just talking about.
A lot of Punishers again. Speed
Lot of
Demon,
Punishers.
Wolverine X-23, Dogpool, Domino, Silver Sable, and Chase Electro, who we did talk about, was very, very good.
Chase Electro is indeed very good.
And then, let's see here. Okay, never mind. I was checking the listener messages. That's from. I've already read that one on there. All right, and then other community. We forgot to mention Dial Design winner for.
Big winner.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Siphon. I didn't.
Big
mean to
Wiener
short-
Siphon.
Big
Yeah.
Wiener Siphon. So Siphon won Dial Design week 3, and he's been in the lead. Him and Ricky have been like neck and neck.
Well, I think Swagnito won week 3, but he.
Well, that's true. We'll get to that, but
Well,
Siphon ended up winning the entire month by 1 point over Ricky, Ricky has actually been on this podcast. Back in the beginning, he was a guest.
yes, he was.
But he did, for his last week, he did a Borderlands character, Krieg the Psycho. It's really cool. If you're unfamiliar with the character, this is a very spot-on dial. It has 2 traits. Buzz Axe Rampage, you can use blades with a minimum of 2. At the beginning of each turn, and each time Krieg is dealt damage, place a Rampage token on his card. Give him a power action to remove 5. You can then give him a free action to use Charge, Flurry, Steel Energy, and Blades as a ranged attack. If he KOs an opposing figure during this time, heal him 1 damage. So it's him tossing his Buzz Axes. Then he has another trait, I will murder your death. Once per turn, if an adjacent friendly that shares a keyword with Krieg would be KO'd, deal 1 unavoidable to Krieg and turn that figure's dial to their last click. And then he has a stop click where he throws this grenade. And then he has special damage powers called Silence the Voices. Each time Krieg is given an attack action, roll 1d6. On a 6, you have to deal him 1 unavoidable, and it can't be ignored. So Krieg is just crazy in the game and the way this plays out. He can be really powerful when he gets his rampage, when he goes crazy. But then again, he also can hurt himself, which is pretty accurate to the game. And just a pretty good dial. He did not get the best score, though.
Oh, did he not?
The best score went to Swagnito, who got a perfect 30 for 30. I think that's Swagnito's first perfect for 30 for 30.
30 for 30, ESPN.
And what was it this Swagnito made? They got a 30 for 30.
It's been a week. You're going to have to...
I'll pull it up here.
You have to pull it up.
Whatever it was fucking good. Oh, duh. Havel. So he made Havel from Dark Souls. And this, Austin put it very well whenever he texted us when we were talking about dial design a couple weeks ago. He was like, that Swagnito dial is just dripping with flavor. Like, it's so perfect to Havel. It really is. It's the best way. I can't think of a better way to transfer something from Dark Souls and take all the things that make them unique in Dark Souls and transfer them into Clickswarm. Like, he's got it all covered there. So that was very impressive, Swagnito. But congratulations to Siphon and all our dial design. This was a very close month. As I said, Ricky was only 1 point behind Siphon, and they kind of had the best dials every week in and week out. But then Swagnito got a perfect 30 for 30 on the last week. But unfortunately, he was already a little far behind. So if you guys are interested in dial design, be sure to check out our dials. The whole month for May was video game.
And it was really good.
It was really fun. And also that leads me to announce I'm going to start asking the winner, and this is optional, but starting with Siphon, he'll be the first one, if they would like to be a judge on the next month. So basically he'll get to add his scores in with ours, and this will be sort of our way of doing a fan vote type thing, because that way we're getting people who obviously know something about dial design. If they just won, so, and if they want to, they can contribute.
This is what we like to call in the business a good idea.
It is a good idea. I tend to have them from time to time.
Oh, he's a genius.
Every now and then. And then we have a special segment today.
Special segment. Oh,
for a very special man.
Okay.
Drew Alderson and another special man, old Rocket Racer. Let's dive with me fellow listeners, into the pool that is the mind of Mr. Drew Alderson and his Silver Age Value Corner of Values.
How we doing? We doing good? We at peace?
I'm doing good, sir.
All right. I suggest you put it in a tape, good nature sounds. Rivers flowing.
Sounds of the rainforest.
Sounds of the rainforest.
All right. Dig, dig.
Dig, dig. We're going to be talking about Rocket Racer.
Rocket Racer.
So Rocket Racer is actually a long time running joke with everyone here.
Who plays Heroclix.
Everyone, this all started at Gen Con when I was in line. It was, I should just play Rocket Racer for the entire tournament. Just Rocket Racer here, Rocket Racer here, Rocket Racer here. But what you gentlemen and ladies, lady probably, I don't know, there's one of you probably.
We might have one, maybe.
If you're out there. We love you. What people don't know about Rocket Racer is he's actually pretty damn good. And I've talked about him before because I played him in our 2v2 tournament to, I guess, hinder everybody. I played him in 3 perplexes. Just... Oh, God.
You're getting so choked up, you're so nostalgic.
Oh, God. He's my piece, man. Heroclix, to me, is Rocket Racer. He's got the amazing keywords of Modox 11 and Outlaws.
My God.
You can put him on 2 theme teams.
And it's pretty easy to make theme teams when Modox 11 has a whopping, 9 different people there, and Outlaws has about a dozen.
The same 9.
Yeah, and they're pretty much all the same people.
Wait, if you click on Outlaws, does it bring up Red Hood in there?
Yeah, because... So Outlaws, fun fact out there, Heroclix listeners, if you don't know, Outlaws is one of the very few theme teams, named theme teams you can make, or maybe the only named theme team you can make, besides Assassin, if they consider Assassin generic. I can't remember. But the only named that can do DC and Marvel characters on the same...
well, there you go. So you can play...
And the ATA can also apply to either one.
Ooh. There you go.
But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So Rocket Racer 60 points, and what do I say whenever we have one of these things? What are you getting for 60 points? That's my 60 points, Drew, you say.
What am I getting?
What are you getting? A lot of goodness. Rocket Racer Top Dial has a 9 hypersonic speed with 9 attack, 16 close combat reflexes.
Okay, I got it.
And 2 damage.
All right, so pretty decent in the attack department.
But wait, what if he ignores all terrain for movement purposes except indoor walls and indoor blocking terrain?
Really? When did he come out?
Spider-Man.
Damn, he was ignoring terrain before it was cool.
Rocket Racer was hip.
He's a fucking hip. He is hip. He's a hipster. Look at him.
He's a hipster.
He's on that damn skateboard.
Look at this guy.
Look at these clothes.
I was skating before the 70s. He's got headphones on. He's jamming.
He's got a freaking yellow skateboard. Who the hell has the balls to wear a bright red latex outfit and a bright yellow skateboard? I tell you who.
A man
with some style.
Actually, let's go to Wikipedia. Let's look up the story for Rocket Racer, Hunter.
All right. We've done this once before.
It's gonna be a yearly thing. So.
All right, we've done this before. It's been a long time.
Robert Farrell, born in Brooklyn, New York, was the eldest of 7 children. He became responsible for his younger siblings when his mother, Emma Johnson Farrell, died.
I like how we have to know her middle name.
Robert.
Her maiden name, like it's somehow pertinent.
Robert was a scientific prodigy, and when he realized he couldn't earn enough to support his family, he turned to a life of crime as Rocket Racer. He developed a superpowered skateboard, which is propelled at great speed by small rockets and cybernetically controlled by a crude Walkman-like device.
Oh, that's his headphones.
That's his headphones.
All right.
So you tell me how that works. I don't even have a clue.
He wore a weapon-equipped costume, including rocket-powered gloves, which give him the ability to hit an opponent with a rocket punch. So that's where he gets his 6 range from his rocket gloves.
This dial is so accurate, it is insane.
In a world where motherfuckers ride around on skateboards.
He first encountered Silver Sable and the Outlaws. Why didn't we get Rocket Racer and Deadpool? Is the question we need to be asking.
That's true. We need a new Rocket Racer.
New Rocket Racer.
He's Silver Age.
He is Silver Age now. The corner Drew loves. But Rocket Racer's great. And you're like, okay, Drew, that's fine. You know, Rocket Racer.
Decent attacker, hypersonic.
Probably, actually, surprisingly, one of the, like, until Loki came out, you're not gonna, like, you couldn't find a better low point hypersonic piece, actually.
Yeah, he is pretty cheap for the average hypersonic piece. Then what are we talking about after the melee hypersonic?
He gets knocked off of that. Let's just say someone hits him for 3. Well, then they're gonna be like, okay, how's Rocket Racer still alive? And it'll be like, well, he's still alive because he's got a 6 running shot penetrating psychic blast.
With a 9 attack?
And with a 9 attack. And he's coming for you. And he's going to be coming on you. So, but that's great. Rocket Racer's solid.
All right.
But what drives him over the edge, man, besides skateboarding and Mountain Dew? And combos.
Decent for 60 points so far.
He's got wild card, baby. He's got that Spider-Man team ability.
All right. You sold me.
Rocket Racer. You should play Rocket Racer.
Just
to say
fun purposes.
He's a joke, but the sad thing is, he's not a joke.
He's just really fun to play. Honestly.
He is really fun.
It's just fun to just take him on his little skateboard and just ride around. Act like you're jumping off of walls and shit. We know why you're playing Heroclix. Make little sounds.
Just grind some rails.
That's all he's trying to do. He's
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater right here.
He's just out here grinding.
Man.
Trying to make a living.
Rocket Racer. I hope the cool stuff sales of Rocket Racer's spike, they include me in on their...
So for a piece that's pretty solid like this, how much we expecting to pay?
Oh, yeah, probably a super rare for Web of Spider-Man, because old sets didn't know how to make super rares.
He's a rare.
He's a rare.
How much are we thinking price-wise? Let's take our guess before we hit him
$5.
up.
$5.
$5? No, come on.
No, okay, he's $1.
I'm gonna say 99 cents.
He's about 99 cents. 49 cents.
Damn, 39 cents if you want to print your own card. Cool Stuff has 3 left of him, ladies and gentlemen, so get on it.
Get on it. There he is, Rocket Racer, baby.
Alright, so before we wrap things up,
we got to talk about something.
Let's talk about Future's End, which is...
Not a Star Trek episode.
Which is from DC Comics, and it is... Oh, sorry. I pulled up the wrong thing now. It has been very good so far. So they kicked off with issue 0, which was given out for free on Free Comic Book Day.
Yep.
And this is an 11-month weekly limited series, so this is going to last a long-ass time. It's scheduled to run until next March.
Man.
It's set 5 years in the future from New 52. The best thing I like about it is written by Brian Azzarello, who is amazing. Who I've talked about a lot.
We
on
have talked
podcast.
about him. He's amazing.
Keith Giffen, who's not bad, he has good moments. Dan Jurgens, who's great, and Jeff Lemire, who's also amazing.
Animal Man. That's all you got to say.
Sweet Tooth. He did wrote and drew Sweet Tooth by himself. He also did Trillium, which was a short book that I.
So you have a melting pool of some of the best minds in comic writing.
Some of the best DC workers we have here. So the premise is, well, I don't really want to spoil what happens in issue 0. I will say this: it's one of the few issue 0s that I highly recommend reading
because it's good.
It really gives you the backstory, the background to what's happening. So basically, it just gives you a flash. I'm trying. It's hard to talk about this without spoiling it. I was trying to tell Austin.
Well, let's go ahead and mention who the main characters of this arc are.
Okay.
You have Firestorm, who plays a very big part in this.
You have the amazing
Terry McGinnis,
my man.
And if you tell me you're like, Drew, okay, you have a hard on for Terry McGinnis. Yes, I do. And
Who doesn't?
He's my favorite Batman, actually.
Exactly. Who?
Terry McGinnis is fucking amazing.
Like, if you grew up watching Batman Beyond,
Yeah.
you already know Terry McGinnis is his fucking boss.
And he's great in this. He's been very limited in the first couple issues, but he's great in what he's in because he's got Alfred Bot.
Yeah.
They have a pretty good back and forth, and I don't think anybody will guess like the third main character. Well, they added a fourth kinda who was kinda in a lot of this, but the third is Grifter, who had a book. His book was nah.
It was written by a creative team that I have bashed on this podcast before as being jank. The book was Grifter was cool.
Grifter's very cool.
Grifter's an awesome character. It's just very poorly
and you know
done.
what's sad is that like
now he's being done with a good creative team,
and it makes you want a new Grifter book that doesn't suck.
It's pretty interesting, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a good setup. He's killing dudes who you'll get into.
He's doing his thing.
He's drinking beers, banging bitches.
You know
what Grifter does.
The usual. Yeah, the usual.
And Frank's in it too, you can't get enough Frank. But basically, the main premise of this is that Mr. Terrific, who is black, he's been black for a while.
Basically, if you're a Marvel fan, he's basically Hank Pym of the DC universe.
He's very smart, very
except more successful in the media. He's very loved by the. He's actually more like Tony now that I think about it. He's actually more like Tony Stark.
Yeah, he's actually
Yeah.
He is a lot like Tony Stark. So Mr. Terrific, and he makes. This is gonna sound familiar, but he makes this machine that does a lot of shitty stuff.
Sort of artificial intelligence.
It kind of
that he makes with all good intentions.
So he was,
But then something happens, and it gets too smart for its own good, and it tries to destroy the world.
Okay, it's Age of Ultron kind of, but don't.
So at first glance you're gonna think, oh, this is an Age of Ultron ripoff. It might sound like that, but when you read it, it's totally different. That's not really what the book is about, actually.
Yeah.
And it's more about, and to make it even sound more like Age of Ultron, the basic premise, what you find out in issue 0, I won't spoil everything, but one thing I will spoil is that Batman is in a fight with these machine type things, which are very badass.
Very badass. And insanely, bone-chilling and scary.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
The bad guys.
The bad guys are way cooler than they were in Age of Ultron.
Oh, by far.
Because they just take them away in Age of Ultron. But here you actually... I forget who it is.
And people are getting killed left and right.
Oh my god. People...
No holds are barred in issue 0 of Futures End. People are getting
I
capped.
saw Hawkman and then I got really sad.
So... big fights going down. This is in 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Big fights going down because of this robot deal that has caused all these problems that I'm trying not to spoil right now.
Yeah.
But Batman figures out is trying to get into the future, and. Well, let's just read the... it's so hard for me to just read it.
It's without spoiling it.
35 years into the future, Brother Eye, who is the robot, has managed to transform the majority of superheroes into... Okay, I don't want to read that. But he's... Brother Eye became too smart for his own good, and he's causing issues that you'll see. As the last remaining heroes launch one final attack on Brother Eye's power source... So this is in the future... This is happening. The last heroes that are still alive, like I said, people are dying left and right in the book. The last few who are still alive years in the future.
Yeah.
Batman creates a time machine in an attempt to prevent Brother Eyes from ever ascending and prevent this entire future. But before he's able to use it, he gets killed. I'll go ahead and spoil that part. Forcing Terry to, because again, this is 35 years in the future.
And Batman and Terry are...
So in Batman, so Terry's already Batman Beyond.
Yep.
But at this point, Batman is still Batman 2. Because if you read Batman Beyond books, Batman's old as shit.
Yeah.
he doesn't still do anything. But at this point, this would be basically like 10 years before Batman Beyond books would start.
Right.
Forces Terry to travel through time for Batman instead. Terry arrives in the past, but he realizes that he is 5 years too late to prevent what he was supposed to be preventing. And that's where it kicks off.
Yep.
So that's like the ending of issue number 0. It's very, very cool. What makes it cool is, you hear that initial premise and you're like, okay, he's going to go back in the future. They're going to have to kill Mr. Terrific so that Brother Eye doesn't get created, just like Age of Ultron. No, you already see from the gate that's not what it's going to be about. Like I said, in issue 0, you find out, oh shit, we're already too late.
Yeah.
Now what am I getting? Now he's stuck, too.
Yeah, he's stuck. He can't go back.
He can't get back.
So Terry's 5 years from now.
Has to figure out how to stop this.
Which, once you actually realize that, it's amazing. That's the coolest thing.
Meanwhile, you get introduced to Grifter and Firestorm and Frank and what's going on with them. Well, just now introduced Frank.
Yeah, they just introduced Frank, but you
learn what's going on with them, and it seems like they will also be very major characters. And it even looks like Jeff Lemire has said that that the series will mainly focus on Frank, Firestorm, and Batman Beyond, which is awesome.
Because those are like Austin kind of rags on Firestorm, but I really like Firestorm. I think he's
he's okay.
He's a unique character, and they have a really good, unique premise in this version.
What I usually like, I would say what happens to Firestorm with what he causes to happen and everything, but I don't want to spoil it because that is kind of
it's pretty shitty though.
Big deal. But what's cool about Firestorm books that I liked about his new 52 book is they can incorporate really cool, interesting science theories. They can make it. It's partially what I love about Fantastic Four is the whole sci-fi thing that they can put into the comics too, and that's something a chemistry thing that they can do with Firestorm a lot. But,
and like I said, Grifter's awesome, and I'm really happy Grifter is like a main part of an event.
He's really the very last issue. What was it? 3?
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool Grifter moments.
Yeah.
And you find out more about him and what his part in it is, and then you get introduced to Frank.
Yeah.
And supposedly Jeff Lemire saying Frank is going to be a big one of the main characters.
It's like they took like 3 or 4 of my favorite characters, and they're like,
that don't get enough love.
Yeah, like Grifter and Frank and Firestorm. And Terry.
Also, if you guys haven't been reading Batman Beyond, I know I talk about it on the...
So good.
I've talked about it before, but Batman Beyond Universe is so sick. And right now, there's a huge event going on, and they dedicated both books. If you read Batman Beyond Universe, you know that half of it is Batman Beyond, half of it is Justice League Beyond. Right now, it's all the same story because this is like a giant major thing that's going down. It is awesome. So you should be reading that too. If you enjoy, check out Futures In. At least pick up issue 0 for free. Yeah. You can probably find it online for free. And read it. And
you will be hooked. This is the best book they've given away.
First 2 pages, like when you just see all the shit going down, you're going to be like peaked. Your interest is going to be peaked.
This is definitely the best free comic book they've given away.
That's true. They don't usually give away free. Oh, also, if you do get a hold of some free comic books from Free Comic Day, Rocket Raccoons and Guardians of the Galaxies were good too. I enjoyed those quite a bit. But check out Futures In if you're a DC fan, or if you like any of the characters that we just mentioned. If you do like them, like what we're saying, they don't get very much love, especially Frank. Frank gets like no love.
He gets no love.
So if you want more Frankenstein, if you liked his book before it got canceled, you need to check out Futures In because he's going to get a lot of attention. But anyways, thanks for tuning in with us. I know it's kind of a short episode today, and we didn't have Austin to interrupt us. And make sure you text him and tell him that he's an asshole and that he should have been on the podcast today. And just in case you didn't hear me at the top of the show,
we're going to do it again.
I'm going to give out his number again. Do you know why? Because I don't give a damn.
All right, do it.
317-480-3309.
That's in the United States, so if you are in Canada or Mexico or...
I will not send you $1 to pay for long distance fees.
But if you find it necessary...
Just text them.
And you should, because...
Just say, asshole, period. You should have been on the podcast today, period. That's it. And then when he asks who it is, just don't answer. Just don't answer back. Hey, don't tell him that I said to do it either. He's going to be freaking out. He's not going to know what's going on. And then if he asks me and you about it, we're just like, I don't know. What are you talking about? I don't know how people got your number.
That sucks.
He doesn't listen to the podcast. He's not going to
he's
pay
not.
attention.
It's
going to be funny.
This is going to be on the year-end video.
But maybe one of these days he'll learn to be here where he needs to be.
Thank
you. That also reminds me, gosh dang it, I'm glad I remembered before we wrap things up. I'm getting married Saturday.
He's getting married.
So, yeah, my life is over as we know it.
Oh, you're fine.
I don't even know, will I still be a man? Will I still have male parts?
Well, you got guaranteed.
Do my testicles get removed at the wedding ceremony? Or
yes,
is this
that's what we're doing.
Something that happens slowly
Me and Austin
over
are
time?
going to be up there, and we're going to be like,
just going to like rubber band them off like a cow and just kind of.
I
don't know about all this. I thought it was maybe something that they just kind of your manhood just slowly died off as time went on. Like it just slowly withered away.
Oh,
but anyways, regardless,
good thing Hunter's future wife does not listen to the podcast.
I'm just teasing. But, yeah, so Saturday I'm getting married. So I'll be recording the podcast during the week. It'll be very short. It'll just be covering news and community and stuff. But I need one of you guys to help me out if you want to. If you want to be a guest, I won't have a lot of recording time, but I will be, as usual, asking our dial design folks first if any of them are interested, because they get first dibs because they help us out and contribute so much. And then if none of them are available, then any of you guys, I'll check your messages that you've already sent us on our Facebook groups and our email and stuff, and see if I can't get one of you guys to be a guest on the podcast. But even if you have not sent me an email before, just make sure you like us on Facebook and keep an eye out on the Facebook feed, because if I can't find anybody in enough time, then I will post on there, and then it'll be kind of a first come, first serve type thing. So if you're interested, just make sure that you like our Facebook group, and that way you'll get the notifications when we post stuff, and you'll catch me whenever I post on there asking for a guest. I'll probably be doing the recording on Thursday, if that makes any difference. Probably Thursday afternoon or night. We'll just have to see. Things can be really busy. But, yeah, so hopefully I can get one of you guys to join me. We've had a lot of success with it so far. People have really liked it. The people who've been on have really liked it. You guys listening have really liked it. So we will continue doing this when we need to for times such as these, whenever we can't record.
And it's really nice too, because normally we just wouldn't have a podcast. I mean, normal people just wouldn't have a podcast.
Yeah, we have not missed a single week.
But not us.
This is, what episode is this? 46, I think?
We've been doing this for 46 straight weeks.
Yeah, we have not missed a single week, ever. Yeah, 46 weeks.
So we need to do something special for 52.
We're doing a video.
Oh, the video podcast?
We're doing it live.
Oh, we're doing it live.
We're doing it live for our 1 year anniversary, so, yeah.
Oh, that's going to be awkward.
6 weeks from now, make sure you catch the YouTube version of our podcast, because it will be all video recorded.
Can we still put out an audio?
Yeah, I'll be doing both.
Okay.
But, yeah. It'll be interesting, to say the least.
Yeah. And
like I said, I might break out the gloves and the headgear and just let Drew and Austin go at it. If they start fighting, arguing, I'm just going to slap it on there.
Austin's okay.
You can just hit him 1 or 2 times.
Okay, all right.
I'll stop it before it gets too violent.
All right.
So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you guys next week.
All right, bye.